Today's video is brought to you by the Ridge wallet, ridge.com/PIMPNITE. The Ridge is a quality, minimalistic front pocket product designed to upgrade from the old, bulky wallet. The Ridge is slim, RFID blocking, holds up to 12 cards and room for cash. It also has over 30,000 5-star reviews. The Ridge wallet comes in a whole range of styles, including carbon fiber, forged carbon, titanium, and many other styles to suit your needs. Ridge also offers other great accessories like phone cases, bags, mobile charging, knives, and a lot of other great quality products. Take advantage of the free shipping so you can get it fast, free returns if you don't like it, and it comes with a lifetime guarantee. Get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/PIMPNITE. That's right, ridge.com/PIMPNITE, and use code PIMPNITE, link in the description. Thanks Ridge for the channel sponsor and to all those who have purchased their products. What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we're a full horse Pokemon team. This is going to be the Crown Tundra edition. 1 year ago, or a little bit more, I did a horse team. This time, I'm going to be including some of the stuff from Crown Tundra. If you want to check me out on Twitch, make sure you do. That's where I do all my live streams. I shall be live streaming right now on Twitch, so maybe after you've watched this video, click that link in the description there and come and drop me a follow or come and watch. It should be fun. I'm going to be taking battles and all kinds of stuff there, so it should be good. All right, we got a battle. This first one, both these actually done on the Wycom, so if you were one of my opponents, let me know in the comment section because I had some really good battles today. So we got Mudsdale as the first Pokemon here. We got Fissure, Endeavor, Body Press, and Heavy Slam, a Choice Scarf set. So I thought we'd go for a speedy Mudsdale this time. So we've got max speed and max attack, and we've also got Jolly Nature. So with Jolly Nature and a Choice Scarf, Mudsdale is still slow. So it's amazing. So we got this Naganado, all right? I was thinking, right, if Fissure goes bad and it misses, that could be problematic, right, if we get hit by a special move. If I Dynamax on the very, very first turn, I could go for a Max Quake, bolster my special defense, and we could definitely get a KO hit. Depending if the opponent's running like a Focus Sash or something like that. I had a feeling they could be running one since it was a lead Pokemon. I wasn't really sure. You could have different items like Choice Specs or something like that too. Alright, so we got one big pony here, and this is one really big Mudsdale. So here comes the Toxic Spikes from the Naganadel. I was also thinking that was an option as well. So I'm thinking, after seeing the Toxic Spikes, I think, well, they're probably going to have a Sash here because they probably want to set like another layer up or do some sort of damage. However, Naganadel is going to go down in one shot there. So that's going to give me a nice little lead and a +1 in special defense, which is really cool there. Now, on this team, right, I try to pick a couple of new Pokemon, considering my last one had a lot of Pokemon. This one did too. So I picked some new Pokemon in this one, and I put some of the new Pokemon, obviously from the Crown Tundra, into this team too, making the second horse team here. Also, Kai Man, this one was for you too, if I forgot to mention that in the intro. So we got a Blastoise coming in. Never saw the G-Max Blastoise coming at all. So it's pretty much going to go for my G-Spot here. And what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to go for a Max Quake again, because that's going to bolster my special defense, right, and that's going to give me +2 in special defense. So here comes the G-Max Cannonade here. Since I've got the, obviously the Dynamax there, Choice Scarf isn't going to come into effect, and I'm going to get outsped by Blastoise, right? However, if I do get outside of the Dynamax, and if I'm able to take out the Blastoise, I might be able to make use of Mudsdale's Choice Scarf Fissure later on in the game. That was the my thought process anyway. So go for that Max Quake there. Does pretty good damage to Blastoise considering how bulky Blastoise is, and we're going to get another special defense rise there. Now, since I've got that second rise, don't say anything in the comment section. I know what you're thinking. Since I got that rise right, I'm going to be able to tank the next attack from the Blastoise, right? So that's going to enable me to be able to live the next turn, and I might be able to swap Mudsdale out and then into another matchup. It's going to be really close though, because I've got Blastoise's signature G-Max move. They're doing damage at the end of the turn. So go for that Max Quake there again. Does some really good damage to Blastoise and getting myself another special defense boost. However, it doesn't really matter because there's no way I can outspeed Blastoise, and there's no way I can tank the next attack. So we're going to be living on 12 health there, and now Mudsdale is out of its Dynamax. I can actually swap this out and bring in another Pokemon. What I'm going to be doing, right, is I'm going to bring in my Keldeo, right, to tank the water type move and to take out the Blastoise, right. Now, this is a pretty interesting set. So firstly, I'm going to get poisoned by the one layer of Toxic Spikes there, and here comes the G-Max Cannonade from Blastoise. So Mudsdale is still there. I thought I could swap it in, right, maybe an unsuspecting Pokemon comes in that thinks they can outspeed Mudsdale and get a fissure off. That's why I swapped it out there. And, you know, I did expend a little bit of damage on the Keldeo there, but I thought that, you know, that was well worth the risk. So this set, this is a Work Up Sacred Sword, Scummy Water, and Double Team Bright Powder set. So we've got max speed and max special attack here. So go for Sacred Sword, and Blastoise is not going to be using Shell Smash or anything like that. It's going down. So we've taken 2 Pokemon out so far, and I actually haven't even lost a Pokemon. Although I'm quite close to losing 2, you know, I might be able to, once again, I might be able to use these Pokemon later. So in comes the Cinderace. I was like, okay, Cinderace. Well, I don't have a lot to swap into here. It's a Cinderace, and I don't have much to lose. I may as well go for the Scummy Water and hope that I outspeed and hope that it lands. And Scummy Water is going down. Like, look how brown that water is. It's so scummy. And Cinderace is going to go down in one shot. So Keldeo doing excellent work there. We have taken out half their team. However, the battle is long from over, right? You know, this was a really, really decent team. So the next Pokemon to come out into this was Regidrago. So like, okay, I really can't touch Regidrago, you know, at all. It's very, very bulky there. And the best move I got is pretty much Sacred Sword. I did actually think about going for Double Team, but since I'm poisoned, it's just going to take me out anyway. So I was like, let's go for Sacred Sword, get some damage. So it does pretty good damage there. And now we've got a Thunder Fang from Regidrago. Man, imagine getting chomped by those big chompers there, like that Charizard skull. We all know it looks like Charizard. Okay, so Keldeo's going to go down, and it's got the Shell Bell as the item. I was like, nice, Shell Bell Regidrago on your PIMPNITE channel. So the next Pokemon we got is Mudsdale. So this is my only chance, right, to go for the Choice Scarf Fissure and take it out here. So we got the Fissure. I thought about using Fissure, then I was like, no, I'm going to use Endeavor, right, because that's going to be a much smarter play. So go for Endeavor, and it still outspeeds me with the Choice Scarf. And Jolly Nature, man, I tried, people. I tried my best with the memes, and it didn't work there. So Regidrago is going to get another round of Shell Bell healing. Regidrago's actually got a lot of health too. So we're going to go into Glastrier this time. Now, this is a special Glastrier, and let me run you through this bad boy. So we've got Blizzard, Snarl, Hyper Beam, and Mud Shot. We got max health and max special attack, and the Iron Man Throat Spray. So you go for Snarl, boost your special attack, which is 1, make it 2, and then go for a Blizzard, right? So we're going to go for Blizzard after getting the, you know, the Snarl up there. The only thing about Blizzard, it is a bit shaky in accuracy, but it is fairly powerful like on Glastrier after you get like a +1. I mean, when I say fairly powerful, I don't mean like super, super powerful, but any neutral hits against Pokemon that are either super effective or not overly bulky, it does hit pretty hard. So taking some more damage there from the Regidrago, and of course the poison, the 1 round of toxic damage there too. So it's time to go for the Blizzard. I have to land it this turn, otherwise the next Fire Fang will take me up. So Glastrier is going to take that one, and we're going to go for Blizzard here. It actually crits me with a Fire Fang too, which is unfortunate. And, you know, the Blizzard is actually going to miss against the Regidrago, which really sucks, because I believe that definitely would have taken out, you know, +1, Modest Nature, and, you know, that would have been super effective as well. So unfortunately, Glastrier cannot do anything yet. There's no point swapping out into any other Pokemon. However, Glastrier will make a comeback in the second battle, and I'm going to tell you, people, make sure you check this whole video out, because these battles are really, really late. They were awesome. So my next Pokemon is Rapidash. So every time I use Ponyta, and I thought this time I'll use Rapidash. If you want some Ponyta Horn Drill action, I suggest you check out the original horse theme. So I thought I'd bring on Horn Drill here, and I've got Horn Drill, Scummy Day, and we've got Solar Blade and Flare Blitz here. So what we're going to be doing is go for a Horn Drill right off the bat, like right off the rip there. Regidrago is going to go down. That was a little bit of karma for Blizzard missing. I was clenching there, hoping that would actually land, and it worked. So the next Pokemon to come in here is the Como, right? So like, well, why don't I just go for a Horn Drill again? I was like, yeah, it's probably not going to land this time. And then here comes a sub from the Como. I was like, oh no. If I was being smart there, and now they're probably going to be able to set up on me. So we got the Substitute up here, and they've got the leftovers. Like, oh man, I hope this thing doesn't use like Belly Drum or something like that, or like I'm cooked if it does that. So I've got Flare Blitz as the only move I can land in 1 turn, and it's not very effective. It's like, well, it's probably going to take 2 Flare Blitzes to break the Como Substitute, and in that time, I'm probably going to go down. So I've got to get as much damage as I can, or maybe pray for a crit, right? So go for that Flare Blitz on the Como Sub. It's not going to be very effective. I'm going to burn some Recall, and I'm going to take some poison damage too. And Como is going to go for Clanger Soul. So that's really unfortunate. So it's going to get a big stat boost there. It is going to get like a little bit of health taken away from it, but it does have leftovers. It doesn't even matter. So they've got a free sub up there. So I know that maybe that Rapidash can take the sub out the next set. It depends if they're going to go for another sub or whether they're just going to attack me. I was hoping that they would attack me because I got a couple of fast Pokemon on my team. Now, this was a Jolly Rapidash. I was running like a really, really speedy one, just for Horn Drill, really. And the item on this one was actually the Heat Rock. So go for the Flare Blitz there, outspeeding the Como after its boosting move. So I'm guessing it's definitely a bulky Como. That makes sense. You get the sub up, you spam Clanger Assault. I'm going to take some recoil damage, and here comes the Drain Punch from the Como, and that's definitely going to take my Rapidash out. The only good thing that came out of that, right, probably the best thing that came out of this matchup was I was able to get around that Substitute, right? Now it's exposed for me to, like, you know, use like a move to it. Like anything to take it out, right? So it's got almost all of its health back. I've only got 2 more Pokemon left, and this battle has really, really evened up. So going to Spectrier this time. Now, this is a Choice Banded Spectrier, only on PIMPNITE's channel, people. We got max speed and max attack. This thing was absolutely horrendous. So going for Psycho Cut here, hoping I could maybe get a critical hit here. It was like my only way to actually do anything. So go for Psycho Cut. I get a critical hit. You wouldn't read about it, and which is absolutely awesome because the next one could take it out, and Substitute is going to fail. Man, that worked out so good. Like, I really wish I could have seen the opponent's reaction there when they seen, like, actually scrap my physical Spectrum, like all the sets that I've used so far. I really wish I could have seen their reaction. So now I can go for a Psycho Cut here, and I don't think it's going to take it out, but it's going to get very, very close there, right? Very close. Coming off Spectrier's attack isn't the greatest. However, Como's going to sneaky swap in to the last Pokemon, which is Tyranta. Now, this Pokemon was a very, very big problem to my team, right? When you take out stuff like Mudsdale and like things like Keldeo, it's a very tough Pokemon to come up against. So since I'm Choice Banded, right, I got to swap out here because I can't lose Spectre. It's a very fast Pokemon. Plus, I've got Double Kick too, and Double Kick could do some alright damage with Choice Band. When you got to rely on a Double Kick Spectre, you know you're in for the battle of your life, right? So going to the Rapidash now, here comes the Crunch. It's got to be neutral damage. Now, the only reason I lived that so well is because I'm running a max health and max defense Rapidash. This is a Calm Mind stored power set with Morning Sun and Mystical Fire. Now, obviously, as you can see, the Tyranta really walls me here, but they don't quite know that at the moment. Plus, the damage that they did to me with Crunch, I'm sort of hopeful that I might be able to stall out the Tyranta's Sand and get a couple of Calm Mind boosts up. What I need to do now, the only way for me to take out Tyranitar at this stage, right, is for a Choice Banded Double Kick. That's the only way to take it out, like to do any sorts of damage at all. So the problem about this is, at the moment, right, was the Tyranta's Sandstorm. It was actually cutting the amount of health I was getting back from Morning Sun. However, if the Sandstorm does go away, Morning Sun is going to be healing me out for way more, obviously, than this, right? So I just spam Morning Sun. I didn't really want to stall here, but I had no choice. Like, I was using a Double Kick Spectre, you know, so I had every right to stall here. So we got the Rapidash, obviously, just tanking these hits really, really well. This set actually worked really nicely. It's also got Passive Veil as the ability too, so I wouldn't get poisoned, which also helps too, because obviously when you see a Pokemon setting up, you know, Calm Mind or a really tanky Pokemon, they're very susceptible to things like Toxic. So that came in like really, really useful there against the Naganadale's Toxic Spikes, right? So here comes the Earthquake from the Tyranta, and it's not even doing that much damage to me, and finally, this Sandstorm is going to subside. Now, what I was thinking, right, since Rapidash was able to tank the hits from the Tyranta and heal off in the Sound of Morning Sun, that means I'm easily going to be able to live Tyranta's hits now. Look at the difference, like, of a Morning Sun actually healing back compared to in the Sound, right? So here comes an Earthquake from Tyranta. What I was thinking of doing, right, is I feel like if I go for the next one, the next Morning Sun, I should be able to get some Calm Minds up. I might be able to get one up, heal up a little bit, and then get one up again. The thing about Morning Sun, it's only got 8 PP, and that burns up really, really fast when Tyrant is constantly spamming Earthquake and Crunch, right? And we're going to go for another Morning Sun here, and here comes a Fire Punch. So they're obviously thinking, well, maybe they don't want to expend all their PP on Earthquake and Crunch, so they're going to try and go for a burn for some extra damage. That's the thought process I was thinking about at the moment. So regardless whatever move they were going to do, I was going to go for a Calm Mind this turn anyway. So go for Calm Mind here and getting a +1 in Special Attack and Special Defense. Now, the thing about this, right, is the other move is Stored Power. Stored Power cannot do anything to the Tyrant at all, so I'm completely walled. The only move I can do is Mystical Fire. Now, I need to do as much damage here with Mystical Fire as possible to Tyranta, and then bring in the Spectre and try and take it out with Double double kick. That's the only way. Like, at the moment, Komo's an easy Pokemon to take out. I know that I can take that out with stored power. That'll absolutely drop it, right? So here comes another Earthquake from Tyranitar. Is doing absolutely no damage at all. Like, that is after leftovers. Let me have a look at that damage, right? After leftovers, that is almost... Whoa, it's almost like a 3 to 4 hit K, which is very, very impressive, right? So they're going to actually make a swap here into Como. What I did, right, is I actually went for a stored power after going for a Calm Mind here. Now I thought if I can go for as many Calm Minds as possible, I've got 2 up. You know, that's probably the most I can get at this stage because Tyrant is going to come back in with a Sandstorm, right? And then Morning Sun, it won't be any point, right? So we've got like 3 minutes left on the battle here. I really got to try and wrap this battle up. I've got to try and take out like another Pokemon or 2 because we all know about the 20-minute timer, right? You know what I'm saying? So we got some leftover recovery there from the Como. I outspeed it because it was running a bulky set. If you remember earlier on that my Rapidash actually outsped it after it had a +1. And Como is going to go down to the last Pokemon remaining now is the Tyranitar. I'm going to get another round of leftovers. So at this point in the game, right, I believe that I can live probably 3 Earthquakes. 2 to 3 Earthquakes. I'm thinking probably 2 though because Sandstorm's going to be coming up on the field and getting rid of my leftovers recovery, right? So we got this Tyranitar left. I got to take this Pokemon out. We got 2 minutes remaining here. Going for Mystical Fire, hoping I can get like a critical hit, and it pretty much does nothing there. Nothing I could have done there. It would have been great if it was like a special set, but it's running obviously a physical one there. So here comes the Earthquake, and Earthquake actually hits me really, really hard there for a critical hit. So I'm like, man, I'm only going to be able to get 1 more Mystical Fire off. So there goes my chance of doing 2 more Mystical Fires. So this is my last one I've got to get off. And then it's all up to Spectrier to see if it can take it out with double kick or not here. So we're going to go for the Mystical Fire again there. I've got as much damage as I possibly could against the Tyranitar. Rapidash did a wonderful job there, tanking all those hits right. Now, there is no way that Spectrier is going to be able to live a crunch. No way at all. So I need to one-shot Tyranitar now. Like, this is the turn that will decide the battle. So we've got 55 seconds left on the battle. Here we go. I'm going to go for the double edge here. It's the only move that will actually do like any damage at all. So locking myself into that big choice band double kick here. The first one dropped so hard. It was a critical hit. Like, one little foot did a crit, and the second one is going to finish it off. I don't know whether that crit actually mattered or not, considering I had another one to do, but man, what a battle there. Thank you for the battle, Blazer. If you ever watched this video, thank you for the battle. It's a very, very close one there. Hope you liked all my crazy sets there. It was beautiful and fun to use. All right, let's get on to the second battle. We got a battle against Don Vergaz. I'm not really sure if I said that right, but yeah, I probably messed it up. So the next Pokemon, well, the first Pokemon is the Whimsicott. It's like, okay, Whimsicott. Now, this time, right, I actually ended up leading with Mudsdale because I thought every battle I almost led with it for a little bit of Fisher Surprise and early Dynamax. So here we got a Cotton Guard from the Whimsicott. I was like, okay, well, I went for Heavy Slam here because it's obviously super effective. It's going to do a lot of damage, right? So go for the Heavy Slam after the Cotton Guard. I knew that it wouldn't do like heaps of damage, and it's about a 3-hit KO. So my thoughts were, right, it's got leftovers. It's probably going to have Leech Seed, but I know that I can live a special Grass type move, right? Let's see what it's going to do. So it's going to go for Leech Seed, and it's got leftovers. So it's going to get a double round recovery. Now, after this, right, if they do go for another Cotton Guard, they're going to be silly bulky. So I probably need to bring in a special user. I'm thinking, well, Glastrier could be a good Pokemon to use here, and that way I actually get around the Leech Seed too. As you can see, after the Leech Seed damage and the leftovers, Whimsicott is getting back like a lot of health there, and you know, my moves are going to do less and less damage, and then it could have Giga Drain too, and get even more health back. So I've got to swap here, you know, while the time is right. So we're going to go into Glastrier here. I don't even think I'm going to go for a Snarl at this point. I'm thinking, should I go for Snarl? But then if they see the Throat Spray, they'll be alerted to like a special set. So I'm just going to go for a Blizzard, right? Because I don't think anyone's going to expect a Blizzard on Glastrier, right? So they're probably thinking I'm going to go for a physical Ice type move. I was hoping they'd think that and just stay in and go for Leech Seed, and they are going to go for Leech Seed, and it's going to land against Glastrier, right? So go for Blizzard, hoping it doesn't miss, and it lands here. I don't have a boosted special attack, but that is enough to drop Whimsicott in one shot there. So a beautiful start to the battle there. I definitely didn't expect a Blizzard coming there, and I'm going to get a Chilling Neigh, which is completely useless on your PIMPNITE channel, people. So the next Pokemon is Metagross. So Metagross, oh wow, this is a scary Pokemon. Very, very scary. So my thoughts were they're either going to go for a steel type move or a fighting type move here in Dynamax. So I went to Mudsdale. I thought that'd be the best bet, and they're going to Dynamax their Metagross. I was like, man, this is bad news. Like, Metagross is a very, very good Pokemon, and in Dynamax, it's going to be really bad too. Like, if it goes for a steel type move, it's going to boost its defense. If it's got a fighting type move, it's going to boost its attack. So I need to be able to take this out, or at least stall out its Dynamax with my Mudsdale. Now, I'm thinking here, I may even Dynamax my own Mudsdale just to hit it with a ground type move. Now, I can't go for Fissure here, obviously, because it's not going to affect it. So my best play here would be to actually go for a Fissure in Dynamax, right? So it's actually going to give me a stamina boost, so its Max Knuckle doesn't really affect me at all, but it is going to affect the other Pokemon on my team if my Mudsdale goes down, right? So I've got to go for Dynamax, and I've got to at least stall the Dynamax out, and then maybe bring in something like Rapidash to take it out. That's what I was thinking at this point in the game. I wasn't really sure how much damage I would do to it, right? So since I was running max speed and Mudsdale, I was kind of curious whether to outspeed the Metagross or not, depending on what they were running. And I do, so max speed Mudsdale actually counts here. I'm going to put my little hoofs in the air, and I'm going to kick that Metagross in the face, and man, does it do some damage there. Does some fire damage to Metagross, about 3/4 damage to it. Give me a special defense rise. However, Metagross is going to have a weakness policy. I was like, oh man, I'm done here. It's definitely going to be able to take me out here, but man, Mudsdale did a very good job there because it is actually put it in the range of Rapidash to come in and hopefully take it out. Right, did so much damage there in Dynamax. So great job there, Mudsdale. The choice scarf Mudsdale actually was very good in a lot of battles that I did, right. So I've lost one Pokemon each, one each, like the Whimsicott and the Mudsdale, so it's fairly even at the moment. So we're going to bring in the Rapidash here. I'm going to go for the Flare Blitz, no games here, and that was probably just enough to take out Metagross, which is awesome there. I was a little bit worried with Jolly Nature, like, oh, it's got a couple of defense boosts. Hopefully this should be enough to take it out, and it was. So Metagross is down, so that's their Dynamax Pokemon expanded too, so that's really good. Now, out come the very, very problematic Pokemon. Once again, this is a very, very competitive team too, and my memes were like, they were toe-to-toe with them the whole battle, right? So we've got this Sandstorm coming up here. I was like, you know what? Let's go for Horn Drill. Let's wipe this Hippo down. Now, I thought that it may use Stealth Rock, and I was correct. I was almost going to go for Sunny Day there, and then the next turn go for Solar Blade, but I couldn't know myself a Horn Drill. I thought this is a very sort of attractive matchup here to go for Horn Drill and take it out. I went for it again, and unfortunately, Earthquake is going to take out my Rapidash. So that was the cost of going for Horn Drill twice in a row. It was a big risk there, and it did not pay off. I could have got some very good damage with Solar Blade there, but you know what? It is what it is, right? So now we're going to go into Keldeo. I thought, well, Keldeo should do some really good damage here with Scummy Water. I don't think it's going to one-shot, but it should do some nice damage after a workup, right? So go for that workup there, and I've also got Bright Power on this set too. Maybe they'll miss, you know? Who knows? So here comes a Yawn. I'm like, oh man, Yawn, that's no good. That's no good because the next turn, I'm going to fall asleep. I was thinking about this for a while. I'm thinking, how much damage can I actually get to a Hippowdon? Like, this is the only Pokemon that can really do some damage that's like, you know, actually going to be, well, the Glastrier could too, but it's very, very risky, right? So Scummy Water lands, and it almost takes out. Unfortunately, Hippowdon just lives on the skin of its teeth there. I'm not sure whether that was mid or max damage, and it's going to eat a Mago Berry too. Further making this matchup very bad because now it's going to get some extra damage off with the Earthquake, and Keldeo is going to be put asleep. So nothing I can really do there. I did the best I could there. It does have a -1 actually, so it might be able to miss the Earthquake. However, they're going to be swapping it out and going into Lucario now. So like, okay, well, this is good, but it's bad. Lucario could have extreme speed here too, so I could be in range of extreme speed actually taking me out too. I don't really want to risk that, right? So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to swap out the Keldeo, and I'm going to go into Spectrier. I thought, you know, if worst comes to worst there, I should badly be able to live like maybe a Meteor match really badly, but hopefully they don't go for that, right? So here comes the Thunder Punch there, and Thunder Punch doesn't do all that much damage to me, and Lucario is going to swap out now. So now they're going to go into Urshifu. This is where the battle got really interesting, right? This is where I really took them off guard here. Going for a Choice Banded Double Kick. Look at the damage that Double Kick actually did to it. It is a clear 2-hit KO, right? So now they are forced actually to swap out the Urshifu due to a Choice Banded Double Kick Spectrier only on PIMPNITE's channel, and Hippowdon is going to have to come back in here. Now, I will say one thing right now. If they didn't have Hippowdon to swap back into here, They were cooked. They were done. There wasn't a lot they could actually do. Like, Choice Banner Spectrier was actually very good against, like, their Lucario. That would get dropped in one shot. And, obviously, the Urshifu, too. So, we got the hip out in here taking... I actually critted it twice. It takes both this. So, both those crits didn't matter at all. Like, didn't even really change the battle there. So, it was just funny that I got crits. So, I've got to swap out. I thought, maybe they'll go for a Yawn here instead of going for an Earthquake. So, let's try that one on the Keldeo, right? And they did go for the Yawn. So, nice little prediction there. What I could do is I can freely go for a Muddy Water here, and hopefully the Scum wakes up and hits the hip out on. So unfortunately, Keldeo is going to stay asleep. Instead of attacking me, they went for a Whirlwind, so it's a phasing Stealth Rock set. And guess who's going to get swapped back in? My Spectrier. Now, Spectrier's health was starting to whittle down a lot. I really had to start thinking about, like, what sort of times I swap it in and out because it was getting low, right? And, of course, the Sandstorm too. So my only option here was go for the Psycho card, and Hippowdon finally goes down there. But man, like, if I dealt with that Hippowdon earlier on in the game, I think this battle would have been over by now. Honestly, like, I had all the Pokemon pretty much to, deal with the Urshifu and the Glastrier. There was one more Pokemon that was hard to deal with, and that was Arcanine. This is the Pokemon I was really, really worried about, right? Because it had Intimidate. Not that it really mattered, because Spectre's attack was trash anyway with Choice Band. So, I've got to swap that out, right? Now, I thought, you know what? I don't think they'll expect me to swap into Glastrier. Like, you wouldn't expect someone to swap into an Ice-type Pokemon on a Fire-type and Stealth Rocks on the field. So, that's what I did. So, here comes the Wild Charge. They expected Keldeo to swap into there. I knew that, so that's why I went into Glastrier, right? Now, Glastrier's only use here will actually be able to just use damage up on the Arcanine with the Flare Blitz if they've actually got it, right? I feel they do have it because they've got, like, the normal Arcanine moves. Like, none of their sets are... They're all standard sets, right? Nothing really out of this world, right? So here comes the Flare Blitz, and Glastrier is going to go down. Nothing I could have done there. That's pretty much what I planned for Glastrier, just to get some, health recall on the Arcanine. So... I know the Lucario can't swap in. I know the Urshifu can't swap into my Spectra. However, I thought, you know what? If I go into my Rapidash now and set up some Calm Minds, I might be able to get around this Arcanine, right? Because Stored Power will do, like, I'll definitely be able to take this out. So first things first, right? I knew they'd be encouraged to go for a Flare Blitz straight off the bat, right? So I thought, what I do, right? Since there's no sand around now, thanks to Hippowdon being out of the battle, I can go for a Morning Sun and stall this out for a little bit of health. And once I put it in my range, I might be able to finish it with Stored Power, right? Or at least I could cause a swap, right? Maybe draw out that Urshifu or the Lucario, right? And then I could swap in my Spectrier then or something like that. I wasn't really sure. It's very, very close to this point in the game, right? So I went for another Morning Sun there. I thought they may go for another crack at the Flare Blitz. Maybe one or two more times after this. I don't think they're going to stay into this matchup for much longer. Or they could actually go for another move, right? I want to see what other moves that it actually had apart from Wild Charge and Flare Blitz, right? So they actually could have Morning Sun too. I wasn't really sure. So they've got the leftovers as the item there, and their health is getting around half. So I thought maybe if I can get like a couple of Calm Minds up, Stored Power will end the Arcanine, and that'll free up my Keldeo because I'm thinking that it probably has Extreme Speed, and yes, it did have Extreme Speed. So they went for that. It's going to do no damage, and that's going to allow me to go for a Calm Mind here, right? So now my special attack is going to be a lot stronger. So I can go here for another Calm Mind, or I could go for a Morning Sun. I thought it's probably good to keep Rapidash in, like, almost full health, and then, in case it keeps going for Flare Blitz there. I have to worry about a critical hit too. That would be really bad. If I do get crit, Arcanine is going to take a mountain of damage too. However, they're going to swap out their Arcanine here, and they're going to go into the Lucario. Like, I thought that would be an option for them as well. I thought it'd be about time they swapped the Lucario in and went for a Steel-type move, right? Now, I wasn't really sure whether I had a mix set, a physical set, or whatever, but if it was a physical set, I knew that I could tank it. Like, I was running max health and max defense. Here comes the predictable Meteor Mash here, and Rapidash managed to take a Meteor Mash from a Lucario. I could go for Mystical Fire here. The only problem is, since I've got no special attack EVs, the Lucario is obviously able to live that one. If I did go for another Calm Mind before, I probably would have almost taken out, but however, I wouldn't have lived the Meteor Mash. So it was sort of a catch-22 there. Now it's going to go for a second Meteor Mash here. That was a very gutsy play there that could have missed. And Rapidash is actually going to go down, and they get an attack rise. So like, okay, I've got 3 Pokemon left. Well, 2 Pokemon now. Keldeo, it's going to be too risky. I think it could have Extreme Speed, maybe. So let's go into Spectrier. And what I'm going to do, right, this is pretty much my last move here with Spectrier. I'm going to go for locking myself into a Phantom Force. So go for that Phantom Force there, disappearing. Here comes the Thunder Punch there. So That's its only move that has to hit me right. Glastrier is going to be swapping out, and Urshifu is actually going to be coming in. I thought this may encourage Urshifu to come in. Now, since I've got a choice band on this one, and it does a little bit more damage, it's going to be ever so close whether I can actually take this out. Now, Urshifu, I knew is going to go for the Wicked Blow here. I'm going to go for another attacking move on this. We got 50 seconds left of this battle here. Wicked Blow is going to come. It's going to miss. I'm going to go for my Phantom Force here on the Urshifu. I slap Urshifu, and I actually take it out. So that is 2 more Pokemon down here. Glastrier, it cannot come into this one. It is going to go down. Arcanine is their real only swap in here. And then it's going to be outsped and taken damage well. However, there is an Intimidate there, and unfortunately, we've only got 10 more seconds of the battle to go. I don't know who would have won this battle, but it would have been very close otherwise. It was a great battle. GG, whoever that was. Thank you for the battle there, man, and hope you guys enjoyed both battles. Peace out.